Dear students of class ninth, this is the second video related to chapter 2 of your class. So in this video we will discuss new topic, the northern plain. And before going to new topic, let us discuss about very relevant questions which are commonly asked from the topics what we discussed in the previous video. In the previous video, we discussed about the Himalayan mountains. Here you may be getting mention characteristic of Himalayan mountains or the features of Himalayan mountains. So if you are getting this question, mention the features of the Himalayan mountains. First point what we can count here, Himalayas are young fold mountains. Second very relevant point, they are running along the northern frontier of our country, just like an arc in between the gorge of Indus in the west to the gorge of Brahmaputra in the east. Total length is about 2400 km. The width of the Himalayas varies from 400 km in Kashmir to 150 km in Arunachal Pradesh. With regard to the height, there is variation in height. Height is greater in the eastern half than that of western half of the Himalayas. In the sense, as we are moving from west to east, elevation or height of the Himalayas increases. Another point, Himalayas are having three parallel ranges, the Himadri, the Himachal and the Shivalik. Now let us discuss about Himadri. In the same way, from the Himadri also you may be getting the question, mention the characteristic of Himadri range. This range is known as Greater Himalaya. It is also known as Inner Himalayas. So these are the names given to the Himadri range. You will keep in mind if you are getting the question, what are the characteristic of Himadri range or Inner Himalaya or the Greater Himalaya, the points will be dimension. First point, Himadri is the northernmost range of the Himalaya. Average height is about 6000 meter above the mean sea level. It contains some of the world's highest peaks like Mount Everest, Kanchenjunga, Nanga Parvat, Nanda Devi, etc. Then this range of the Himalaya is covered with snow or ice sheets throughout the year. Next point, the core of this range of the Himalaya is composed of granite. So these are the important characteristics of Himadri. In the same way, we can discuss about the characteristic of Himachal. If you are getting, mention the characteristic of Himachal range. So the points what we can count here, that this range of the Himalaya is lying to the south of Himadri range. It is also known as Lesser Himalaya, and as it is lying in between Himadri and Shivalik, you can also call it middle range of the Himalaya. The average height of this range of the Himalaya is ranging in between 3700 meter to 4500 meter. Another point, the average width is about 50 kilometer. This range is mainly composed of highly compressed and altered rock. Most of the hill stations are lying in this range of the Himalaya like Dalhousie, Dharamsala, Simla, Nainital, etc. After that we will discuss about Shivalik range. So if you are getting the question, mention the characteristic of Shivalik range. So this is the southernmost range of the Himalaya. So it is also known as Outer Himalaya. So this will become first feature. Average height of this range is ranging in between 900 to 1100 meter. Width is ranging in between 10 kilometer to 50 kilometer. And this range of the Himalaya is made up of unconsolidated sediments such as mud, silt, soft rock. Another point, this range of the Himalaya is prone to earthquake and landslide. And from this topic, one question is very important. What is the region due to which Shivalik range is prone to earthquake and landslide? So simply what you will write, as this range of the Himalaya is made up of unconsolidated or soft sediments, so it is prone to earthquake and landslide. Now we will discuss new topic, the Great Northern Plain of India. So with regard to the Great Northern Plain of India, the Great Northern Plain lies to the south of the Himalayas and particularly the Shivalik Range. So the Great Northern Plain of India has been formed by the three major river systems, the Indus, the Ganga and the Brahmaputra. And from this topic also you may be getting mentioned the characteristics of or the features of Great Northern Plain. So first point what you can add here, that Great Northern Plain of India has been formed by three major river systems, the Indus, the Ganga and the Brahmaputra. Another point, another feature what we can add here is that with regard to this Great Northern Plain, it spreads over an area of 7 lakh square kilometer. Next feature, total length is about 2400 kilometer as it is running parallel to the Shivalik Range. And with regard to the width of the Great Northern Plain is ranging in between 240 kilometer to 320 kilometer. Another feature, this is the densely populated part of our country. Another feature, it is made up of very rich and fertile soil. Another feature, it is very productive part of the India, and agriculture is the main economic activity of the people here. After that, we will discuss about the basins of the Great Northern Plain. Just I have told you that Great Northern Plain of our country has been formed by the deposition of alluvium or the sediments by three important river systems. So the Great Northern Plain of our country can be divided into three basins, the Indus Basin, the Ganga Basin and the Brahmaputra basins. So these are the three basins into which we can divide the Great Northern Plain of our country. First, let us discuss about the Indus Basin. So with regard to the Indus Basin, it is constituting the western part of the Great Northern Plain of our country, and it referred as the Punjab Plain. And this plain is the part of the Indus River system, and this region is drained by the Indus and its tributaries, the Jhelum, Chenab, Bias, Ravi and Satluj. And with regard to the Ravi, it is also rising from the Himalayas. And in history you might have studied, after partition, major parts of this basin, Indus Basin, are lying in Pakistan, and in India we are having very small part of this basin which is known as Punjab Plain. After that we will discuss about Ganga Brahmaputra Basin. With regard to the Ganga Brahmaputra Basin, This basin is formed by the Ganga River. It enters the northern plain at Haridwar and flows eastward, and on its way to the sea, it is joined by a number of tributaries from both the north and the south. And after reaching West Bengal, it turns towards the south and it is joined by Brahmaputra in Bangladesh, which enters India in Arunachal Pradesh. And flowing south for a while, the Brahmaputra turns west and crosses Assam. And after reaching Bangladesh, it is joined by river Ganga, and both these two rivers, Ganga and Brahmaputra, form the largest and fastest growing delta known as the delta of Ganga and Brahmaputra, or if you want, you can call it the Sundarban delta. And what you might have studied in junior classes also, in this delta, a variety of mangrove tree that is known as Sundari is growing on large scale. And after Sundari tree only, the delta of Ganga and Brahmaputra has been named as Sundarban Delta. And with regard to the Brahmaputra river, it is forming the plain of Assam. Now we will discuss about the relief of the Great Northern Plain. So when what you had studied in junior classes also, when we are defining a plain, simply what we are saying, it is a low-lying flat land. But in reality, it is not totally flat. We are getting variation in height. So this question is very important. You may get. Explain the relief of Ganga and Brahmaputra plain, or simply the Great Northern Plain of India. So on the basis of variation in height, the Great Northern Plain of our country can be divided into four sections: the Bhab, Tarai, Bhang and Khadar. These are the four classifications of the Great Northern Plain on the basis of relief or variation in height. First one we will discuss about the Bhab. So with regard to the Bhabar zone, this is pebble shaded zone. Means this zone is made up of pebbles deposited by the rivers flowing down from the Himalayas along the foot of the Shivaliks from Indus to the Tista river. And in this pebble shaded zone, the streams which are descending down the hills, they disappear. And this belt is lying in between 8 to 16 kilometer width. After that, we will discuss about Tarai. This zone is lying to the south of the Bhabar zone. Tarai zone is lying to the south of the Bhabar. It is wet and marshy land because the streams which are disappearing in the Bhabar zone, they reappears in the form of a spring in Tarai zone. And as the streams are reappearing in Tarai zone, so what has happened, this zone has converted into a marshy land, a swampy land. Due to lack of proper drainage, accumulation of water is taking place in Tarai zone. And comparatively, Tarai zone is having less steepness than the Bhabar, so drainage is not proper. Accumulation of water is taking place, and due to the accumulation of water, the area has converted into a marshy or a swampy land. So the literal meaning of swampy or marshy land is muddy land, you can say. But if you are getting the question to define, so you will define in this way: an area with poor drainage is known as a swampy land or a marshy land. After that, we will discuss about the Bhangar zone. So this is the third zone, Bhangar zone, and this zone is composed of old alluvium. It is formed higher up in the plains at river terraces. It is comparatively less fertile than Khadar, and also it is coarse grained. The fourth one, that is Khadar. So this is composed of new alluvium. This zone is composed of new alluvium, and this variety of alluvial soil is fine grained. It is very fertile, and generally we are getting this variety of soil in the lower levels in the plains, or in other words what we can say, the khada we are getting in between bank of the river up to the floodplain area. And as in this area flood is very common, so over flooded the water of the river is renewing the soil every year. So this is fine grained and very fertile. But with regard to the bhangar, this variety of soil we are getting above the or beyond the floodplain area. So overflooded water of the river is unable to reach there. So it is coarse grained and infertile in nature or less fertile in nature. Okay, about the peninsular plateau we will discuss in the next video. Thank you.